Hey, just Mark here. All right, so let's get right to the point. I mean, if you're watching this video, maybe you read the title where I talk about, or where I mentioned, if you're feeling behind in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, to give this a watch. So, just a little background here. I mean, here I am. I'm 47. I'm trying my hardest to save to buy myself my second home after losing my home in 2024. In part of selling it as part of a separation. There are so many times when I sit here and I look at my life and I wonder where I've gone wrong, or what I could have done better, or how I could, I feel stuck and I feel behind. I remember in 2023 I felt like every day I was living almost the same day. Get up, get people off to school, and go to work, and then get off work and make dinner, and then watch movies or TV, and then go to bed. And in reality, part of it was, I think I was battling a little bit of a depression at that time, and didn't know how to get out of that funk. I know you could sit back and look at all the situations you've been in your entire life, and I have myself, and I've wondered what I could have done differently. But what's the point? I'm 47 now. I could say I dated the wrong people, or I could say that I took the wrong jobs, or I bought crappy cars that would break down and cost me a lot of money. But here I am. I'm 47. I own a basic Chevy Cruze. I live in a basement suite after having a duplex, with a backyard and lots of room. I thankfully have a job that I've been at for almost 7 years now, and I do enjoy my job. There's challenges, of course, but I'm looking to make 2025 a better year for me, and the mountain seems very insurmountable to get through. I really, really am striving my hardest to save, and my basic advice here is, if you're feeling down and you're feeling behind, just know there are many people in the same situation, such as myself. We all want better for our lives. Find me one person who wants to just settle and do nothing and be okay with where they're at. Even the most successful people in this world want to be better. They want to be the best at their craft. They want to maybe be the best actor, maybe be the best race car driver, best hockey player. Just a few examples. But everyone always wants to be better. Yeah, I feel sometimes like life left me behind a little bit and occasionally gave me the crap end of the stick. I'm a heart attack survivor. I had open heart surgery back in 2020, and every time I bounce back. And this year, in 2024, I focused on healing my brain, healing my heart. And now in 2025, I see more light. And so should you. Set some small goals. I remember last year when I was going in the heaps of depression, my therapist said, start setting daily goals. Something as simple as get up, have a shower. Perfect. Knock that off the list today. And eventually those goals became, and I'll explain the shower thing in a minute here, but eventually those goals became weekly, and some of them became monthly. I kept telling myself I wasn't going to try looking too far ahead, because I was reinventing who I was and trying to figure out who I was on my own without anybody, other than my dog, which I love. But that's the thing. Right now I have an opportunity before me to get off my butt, do the things that I want, and actually try. I'm going to fail, I'm sure, at a few things, but as long as I keep looking back at my goals and what I'm trying to do, there's no reason why I can't accomplish those. I want to buy a house, so I am saving. Right now I'm putting aside about $40 a day in a savings account, and $40 might seem insurmountable, but try $5, $10, $15, $20, something. The only reason I can do 40 is because my expenses have dropped significantly from when I was, living with 3 other people. And I've been able to budget appropriately. Now, there are a couple months I've definitely thrown that budget out the window and spent too much money. But I'm forcing myself to do this. So if you're feeling behind in life, start with one-day goals. Write down your dreams. I remember I went to an event called Transformation Weekend years ago, and run by the wonderful Erin Sky Kelly here in Calgary. She does it virtually. Not a promotion on that. It's just, I remember we were supposed to write down like 100 things that we want or want to see in our lives. And then you break that down more and more and more. She also mentioned writing out what is important to you. What are your daily What are your daily not daily goals, but what are the things that are a part of your life that are important? So for me at the time, it was my family. And for me at the time, it was also my job. It was, playing dodgeball, because I played dodgeball for 16 years. It was working on my photography, which is another goal for this year that I want to get back at. The truth is, at some point, we're all going to feel like life left us behind a little bit. But we have choices. I wake up every day, and on my whiteboard, I have a little thing that says, choose to have a good attitude. And I do my daily videos here of my attitude of gratitude. And a part of that is simply because I think if you're being grateful for what you have and trying not to focus on what you don't have, that'll help you set those new goals. Yeah, I'm grateful. I have a place to live. I've got great roommates who live upstairs. I have a beautiful dog. I've got a job that's consistent. I have my own space, and that space is mine to do with whatever I want. And I remember last year thinking, oh my gosh, I've moved into a basement. Here I am living in my friend's basement. But now I look at it and go, I've got a great living situation. I got a friend I can go up and hang out with and talk to every so often. His kids are fantastic. I've got that own space of mine. And now I'm choosing to make a few choices. Today, for example, I got a few supplies to help improve my home office so that maybe I can video more outside of work. And I'm going to talk further about my goals for 2025 because I plan on making this one of my best years. And one of my big things is travel. So I've got money aside for that I'm trying to save. Now, I could be doing a little bit better at that, but because I'd rather not use my credit card. Sorry about that. But I'm trying, and I'd rather sit here and fail. So you know what? Take a shot. Here I am, 47 years old, doing YouTube. I've wanted to do this for 5 years. And every year I lacked confidence. I was afraid of being judged, afraid of being criticized. And you know what? I'm sure eventually I'm going to get some negative comments, and I'm looking for people to interact with me and show me some of their stories. Maybe I can motivate myself and motivate others at the same time. But if you're feeling left behind, just know I hear you. And you can do it. It may seem tough. Like, as I mentioned, I want to buy a home. And prices here in Calgary are absolutely ridiculous. And I've debated even moving out of Calgary. But that mountain seems so high, and I'm like, am I ever going to get there? Or am I going to be renting the rest of my life? I'm not going to. I've chosen that I'm not going to. And whatever sacrifices I have to make to get there, I'm going to. You can too. Reevaluate what's going on and figure out what's important to you. Write down 10 things. And if you do, and you want to share it in the comments, please do, because I would love to read them and respond. As I said, I'm trying to create a community of people who are like-minded and trying to grow and be better as they go through their life. So let's interact. Let's chat. But start with like 10 goals, maybe some short-term, 1 week, 1 month, 6 month, whatever. And then look at the big picture. Maybe you want to find a better job. Okay, so how are you going to do it? Maybe you're like me and you really want to own your own home. You want a backyard for your kids to play in, or a backyard for your pets. Your own kitchen so that you can only worry about your own dishes and not have to worry about making sure that it's clean for everybody else too, right? Like, it's just finding the right thing. And in reality, I do feel behind right now. If you told me, pardon me again, 27 years ago that I'd be 47 years old, not married, no kids, not owning a home, and not being, I don't want to say happy, because I am happy, but not being successful in what people tell me is success. The truth is, I look at myself right now and I am successful. I have fought hard against depression the last year, and I've worked hard towards being a better person and figure out what I need to work on for myself, and what I need to do. So in the small sense, I've been successful. I do feel behind, but I'm going to get there. And so can you. So this is just a little message to encourage other people to just do it. It's scary out there. Every day I look into this camera and I get a pit in my stomach thinking, is anybody going to watch? And you know what? Maybe no one will. And that's okay. Because I hope I can look back on this video in a few years and say, man, I told myself, on January 15th, 2025, that I want to own a home. And I'm hoping when I do own that home, I can look back and say, I did it. Be proud of myself. This guy wants to look back in a few years and be proud of the man in the video right now, and proud of the man that he's become. So you can do it too. I plan on sharing how I set some of these goals going forward. I've got a bit of a journal. I've got a whiteboard. I got things that I write out. I write a lot and I think a lot, and I have a hard time sleeping because my brain is all over the place. Because there are nights that I do still sit awake and go, how am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? But then I wake up and I write things down. Okay, maybe this week I need to put $10 aside for, I don't know, going to the swimming pool so I can have a relaxing hour. Maybe it is that I keep focusing on the financial part and how I'm going to save and what I'm going to invest in. I do make, I do have money already put aside from the house, the sale of my previous home. However, with that being said, it's not enough to buy a home here in Calgary. Not yet. Not with the interest rates. I mean, I make an okay salary. I'm not wealthy. I make a decent 5-figure salary. And I'm hoping to, I'm starting to find ways to get better at my job so maybe I can make more money, or maybe I can move into a new role. Who knows? Maybe it'll take me finding another job. I don't know. But the reality for me is that I'm thankful. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned. And I've learned so many lessons, especially in the last 12 months. But if a single 47-year-old man like myself can do this and set goals on his own, because no one's going to rescue you. No one's going to save you. Maybe you've got support, which is great. And I've got lots of support from friends and family. But, sorry about that. I've got a bit of a cold. But no one is going to go and say, hey, here's $100,000. Go buy yourself a home. No. You got to make it. You got to save it. And if you're a younger person watching this, oh gosh, if you're living at home, save as much as you can. Because that's one thing I wish I could have done 25, 27 years ago. So I'm hoping that a few years from now, I can look back and be, oh my gosh, I did it. And I mean, I really also, for example, YouTube seems very intimidating and scary for me. But I'm hoping in 2-3 years, I can look back and go, wow, I did it. I've got a YouTube following. I've got a community. Maybe I'm making money. I don't know. Right now, I mean, I want to say this isn't about trying to get monetized or anything like that, but that's always the goal at some point. But for now, I'm going to have fun learning how to edit, how to work on audio, because I've messed up a couple times here with this mic, and, learn how to do different things. It seems kind of crazy, but I can do it. So can you. So please subscribe, make a comment below, because I would love to hear from you if you've got a story or you want to talk. I'm actually hoping one point maybe going live and getting a community of people who want to go live once a week and actually just chat about life, and ask me questions and see where I'm at. Anyways, I hope this helps a little bit, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Have a great day. Cheers.